Sofia, Bulgaria. This is Vitosha, the main walking street in Sofia. Going to get some food right now. My Airbnb host recommended this place. Can't go wrong with a name like that. I got the Irish Red. Really good. They brew their own beer here. Nice. I got the pork with stewed cabbage. It looks really good. It is really good. Good morning. Rainy day here in Sofia. I'm doing a walking tour and a food tour today. It's supposed to rain all day. Should be loads of fun. This is the Palace of Justice with two huge lion statues. Pretty intimidating. It's a big archaeological site here with Roman ruins that they're digging up.
Of the city. Because the place was empty in the year 2000. So to celebrate the millennium, the authorities...
This is St. Petka's Church. It was built in medieval times on top of Roman ruins. So that's why it's got all the different stones. Roman ruins.
Here you can see the mosque of the city. That's the only remaining functioning mosque. It's dates from the 16th century. It's in that style because the majority of the Bulgarian Jewish community actually arrived from Spain and Portugal.
These used to be public baths during Ottoman times because there's hot springs underneath. Now it's a history museum, and people are complaining they want the baths back. So we'll see if that ever happens. This used to be called Lenin Square. Now it's Freedom Square. Much better name. Wow, this is amazing. Roman ruins under the city. It's amazing. This used to be the main street of the Roman city, and this was the Eastern Gate. That's the National Assembly building, or the Parliament building. It's on Lenin Square, Freedom Square. And this is the Council of Ministries, the executive branch of the government. And this is the House of the President with the guards. George's Church was built in the 4th century and is still intact. It was a mosque at one point, now it's back to being a church. It was put in here, the communists wanted to hide it. They originally wanted to destroy it, but archaeologists told them not to, so they put it in all these buildings around it to hide it. It's the yellow brick road. Former royal palace, now a museum. I can't really tell how massive that building is from the front. That is a really big building. This is just a random building, but it's really beautiful. And this is Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. It's the Hagia Sophia Church, which is what the city was named after, actually. It used to be the most important church in the country until they built this one in 1925. This was built in the 6th century. By the way, they charge you €5 if you want to take pictures in here, but I didn't. I'll try to find some stock pictures to show you. It's really amazing inside. This is inside Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. The place is just huge. You can't really see what's in the dome because it's not lit up. This used to be the biggest church in the Balkans until the Serbians built St. Savas in Belgrade, which is a few centimeters higher. And they were going to try to make this one a little higher because of the competition. They wanted to have the biggest one. And now the Romanians are building a huge one that's about 3 times the size of this in Bucharest. So that ended that competition. I don't know when that one in Romania is going to be done, but I want to see it when it's done. That walking tour was really good. It was a free tour, but I gave the guy about 10 euros when it was done because he was really good. Really informative tour. Took us a lot of places, and despite the rain, he kept us dry most of the time, best he could. But it was a really good tour. And this building behind Alexander Nevsky Cathedral is also pretty impressive. I'm not sure what it is, but I like it. Came back to St. George's Church, so I really want to see the inside. Well, that looked really ancient inside. Lots of old frescoes, old brickwork. It's pretty small. Not allowed to take pictures, unfortunately, so I'll try to find some stock footage. But it was pretty amazing. By the way, this is surrounded on 3 sides by the presidential building. And then there's some more residential stuff here. So apparently there used to be a statue of Lenin here, and they took it down and put up this statue of St. Sofia, even though St. Sofia has nothing to do with the city. The city was named after that church that I showed you back there. It has nothing to do with St. Sofia. Anyway, this has become the symbol of the city, Sofia. The sign says this is Hagia Nedelna Church, but our tour guide was calling it Saint Sunday, so maybe that's the translation, Saint Sunday? I don't know. This church was actually blown up in a terrorist attack in 1925 by the Communist Party, because most people didn't want to join the Communist Party, so they were going to make a statement. You're not allowed to take pictures in there, so suffice it to say, it looks like all the other Serbian Orthodox cathedrals I've seen. Lots of paintings on the walls, big chandeliers, every inch of wall is covered with paintings, the big screen in front of the altar with all the pictures. Really impressive. They got a little Christmas market here in Sofia. They said they're popping up all over the city, but not as big as the ones in like Germany, where I'm going in December. Not sure the name of that church. I'm on a food tour. He didn't stop to tell us what it was. That's a really old tram.
It's the most traditional sauce of the Balkans. Not just...
Political statement. We are cutting off relations with the Ottoman legacy. We will be European.
Let's start with the kebabche and the urleves. Kebabche. This is made of pork that is minced and grilled.
Sampled some stuff here on the food tour, so I'm gonna eat here because the guy said it's really good. There's their menu. This is the coolest menu I've ever seen. It's wood. That's pretty awesome. I'm not sure if this is what I ordered, but I'm gonna eat it. It's really good, very flavorful. It's got chicken and pork and cabbage and a bunch of other stuff. Really good. Wow, that was delicious. A bunch of different meats with cabbage and spices. It was really, really good. That food tour was awesome. The guide was really good, and the places that we ate, the food was really good. It was small bites, not stuff your face kind of food tour, because it was free. So you paid them at the end, and all the little bites were free. I guess they got the restaurants to sponsor their tour. But it was really worthwhile. Tastes a lot of good Bulgarian food. Really liked it. Good morning. Had a great time at Sofia. Now I just made the 2-hour drive to Plovdiv. Taking a walking tour here. Only gonna be here for a few hours, unfortunately, and then I'm going to Burgas. There's a huge park here in the middle of Plovdiv. Very nice. Called the Tsar Simeon Garden Park. It's probably a lot nicer in the summer when all the fountains are going and stuff. Pedestrian only street, I like that. This is called The Witness. It's a memorial to all the people that were killed during the communist regime. It was put here in 2003, and it was made from an old tree that used to be here that was split during a thunderstorm. So it's very interesting. It's called The Witness. This is Plovdiv City Hall. It was built in the 1910s.
Roman Forum.
It's where people would gather, like one part of the big central area, which was around this region. Leningrad. During
It
last
says
century,
Plovdiv,
between 1944
Leningrad.
and 1989, we were part of the Eastern Bloc
That's McDonald's in Cyrillic alphabet.
together. So there was culture before that.
This is actually under an H&M. Wow.
We're playing.
This is so cool. There's ruins everywhere.
Okay, everyone, this here.
This was an old Roman stadium. It actually goes under the street. It held 30,000 people. This is a model of what the stadium used to look like.
That's the buildings are on top.
Yeah.
This is the oldest mosque in Plovdiv, built during the Ottoman Empire. That's their call to prayer.
Shops, these crooked streets. It was very... Okay, everyone. So, all around. Then, things changed. Like money with ideas.
This is the flag of Plovdiv. That motto is ancient and eternal. Those are Bulgarian bagpipes. And that is a Christmas tree. This is the eastern gate of the inner walls. This is the Ethnographic Museum. It used to be a rich guy's house. Obviously it was built in 1847. More ruins right here over the spectacular view. Spectacular. And this is apparently a statue of a Soviet soldier. I was there. These ruins date back to the 4th century BC. Walking tour was awesome. The guy told a lot of lame jokes, told us a lot about the city, a lot about the history, showed us some really interesting sights. Really enjoyed it, and it was a free tour. Of course, they tipped him at the end, but definitely a good one. I'm eating at a restaurant called Crazy Family right across the street from my hotel. This is the beer I'm having. It is delicious. I got the shrimp and salmon risotto. That risotto was fantastic. It was so delicious. Yummy. This is where I had dinner. If you're ever in Burgas, this is the place to go. Wonderful food. Good morning. I am in the Burgas area today, but I was told by several people to go to Nesebar and Sozopol. So I'm going to do the morning in Nesebar and the afternoon in Sozopol. I'm in Nesebar right now. Going to check this place out. It's supposed to have an amazing old town, UNESCO listed, etc. Let's see. And that, my friends, is the Black Sea, which I've never seen before. Now I have seen the sea. And that is Old Town Nesebar over there, parked a little farther away than I would have liked, but that's okay. Walking's good for you. And this is an old windmill. Really cool statue right on the water here, right at the entrance of the harbor. Birds on the statue. I think those are cormorants. Nesebar was an old fortress, and this is the western fortress wall, which we're not allowed into. Here's a better view of the statue without the sun in my face. It says these walls were first built by the Thracians in the 6th to 8th century BC. Then they were added onto and rebuilt up through the Byzantine Empire in 1453. And they were rediscovered in 1958. This is the Church of Christ of Pantocrator, which was built in the 14th century. It's an amazing little town, little cobblestone streets all over the place, really old buildings. I saw something on Google call it a hidden gem, but I don't think it's hidden. It is a gem, but a lot of people come here, so I don't think it's hidden. This is St. John the Baptist Church, built in the 10th century. These are ruins from some Byzantine residences from the 6th century. There's more of them, but they're under the houses, so they don't want to destroy the houses, like the houses over there. These were discovered in an excavation in 1973. This is St. Spa's Church, built in 1609. A lot of churches in this little town. This doesn't even look like a church, it looks like a little house. But it says it's a church. People actually live here now. And this is an old Turkish bath. Please ignore the car in front of it. Not allowed inside, but that's what it looks like. I guess somebody might actually live in there. That's weird. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. This is St. Sofia Church. It said it was first built in the beginning of the 6th century, but this version is from the 9th century. That's amazing. It's big. This is actually the remains of a church, St. Vlahara Church. It's weird, it's 10 o'clock on a Thursday and everything's closed. I don't know why, or what time it opens. I don't think today's a holiday or anything. Everything's stone, it's just so awesome. And these people right here have the best view. This is the Basilica of the Holy Virgin Eliusa, which means tenderness. It was built in the 5th century, and they discovered it in 1920. They said this church used to have 3 sections to it, but 2 of them have fallen into the sea, so this is the only one that's left. And this apparently used to be a windmill, but now it's closed off. Can you imagine living there, right next to this old ruin, and then overlooking the Black Sea like this? Must be nice. Another really cool church. This one appears to be newer than the other ones I've seen. That was amazing inside. 4 huge chandeliers. It was small, but it was just packed with stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to take pictures. If I can find some stock footage, I will. But it was really impressive. It looked like it was from like 19th, 20th century, so not all that old, but really beautiful. It's off season, that's why everything's closed. He said it's big in the summer up until middle September, and then after that, everything closes. And it's just, in the winter, it's all just local people. So pretty much got the place myself, except for the locals, which is kind of nice. This is St. Stephen's Church. I think this may be the only one you can go in. I'm going to try. Let's take a picture. This church was built in the 10th century. These frescoes are from the 16th century. This is the painting on the bishop's throne, which is very ornate. And the pulpit is also very ornate. There's a lot of old ruins out here as well. Like that pot. This is St. John Eliturgetos Church. I don't think I'm saying that right, but that's what it says. This church was built in the 14th century. This is remnants of an ancient theater. Clearly it's been redone, but the parts of the walls and in the back there are original. And this is called the Old Tower, appropriate name. I don't know how old it is. I'm trying to find out. There's no sign here or anything. I don't think it's that old, but it does have a spectacular view. And it's right on the beach. This beach must be amazing in the summer. It's okay. There's a cormorant drying its wings, and that is a statue of St. Nicholas, I found out. I love that statue. That's Santa Claus. Pizza for lunch because it's the only place I could find that was open. Well, Nesebar was amazing. I can see why it's a UNESCO listed site. Beautiful, old, really liked it, right on the Black Sea. Now I have driven about an hour to Sozopol, which is supposed to be another old, beautiful city on the Black Sea. So let's check it out. I'm really not here to see the beaches, but I'm gonna check it out anyway. Wow, what a beautiful beach. This is St. Cyril and Methodius Church. Fortunately, it's not open right now. These are the ruins of a necropolis and a church from Byzantine times. That is a cool old house. This is the remains of an architectural complex, as they called it. Some of the stuff dates back to the 4th century BC. Other stuff is from medieval times, like the 14th century. This is the Ethnographic Museum. It's in a house that dates back to the end of the 19th century. Again, amazing stone streets. Most of this stuff is wood though. The other town, Nesebar, mostly stone. These are the ruins of the old Metropolitan Church. It says they found ruins from several different eras here, dating all the way back to the 5th century, and then other stuff from like the 14th century. Stuff was built on top of other stuff. And this is the shot of it from the other side. There's more over here. There's a modern day church right there. That's the central beach where I was earlier. This is a southern fortress wall. Usually you can go inside. There's a tower, but not now. It's closed for the season, I guess. There's some more of the fortress wall. It's unfortunate the sun's in my face, but still a great view. Great thing about coming this time of year, no crowds, no problem parking. Bad thing about coming this time of year, pretty much everything's closed. But you still get the great views, you can still see the old fortress. So I prefer coming this time of year. I don't know how old this is, but I like it. It says it's a sun clock. Lots of cats here too, just like everywhere else in the Balkans it seems. And I'm not sure what these ruins are. There's no sign. It looks like an old church, but I'm not sure. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Very rugged. A lighthouse on the island over there. Don't know the name of the island, can't find it on Google Maps. But this is a beautiful view. Google Maps does have this though. They call it Small Rocky Beach, which I guess is a very appropriate name. These people are ready for the winter. And this is part of the northern fortress wall. Not as intact as the southern fortress wall, but still pretty amazing. And there's a tiny little church here. But my bedroom's bigger than that. Maybe not. Wow, second half of the 6th century. I don't think all of it is. Those bricks are pretty new, but everything else I think is original. There's even a cat down here. If this is a church, then it's pretty much the smallest one I've ever seen. There's a cat in front of it, of course. Okay, so Sozopol and Nesebar were both very charming old towns. Really enjoyed them both. It's hard to say which one I like better. I think they both were really pretty awesome. I think it'd be better to come in like September when it's after the summer crowds, but stuff's still open and the weather's still nice. Although the weather's beautiful today. It's about 70 degrees and sunny, so I don't know why everything's closed and nobody's here, but that's the way it goes. Back in Burgas, this is the St. Bogorodista Church. Nice little park. It's a gramophone. That's the name of that restaurant behind it, Gramophone. This is the main pedestrian street in Burgas. This is the Sailor Monument that's right next to the Black Sea with a cat in front of it and 2 birds sitting on top of it. And here comes another cat, a black cat, crossing my path. Well, that's bad luck. Park seems to be the highlight of Burgas. A giant park right next to the Black Sea. It's pretty excellent. Five o'clock and bells are ringing. That's the hotel I'm staying at, which I'm staying at for free because I have points. This is Holy Cross Church, which is right next to my hotel. Built in 1853. It's actually an Armenian church. It was built on the site of a previous wooden church that burned down. Pop a beer. I got some Iyengar Marzen. Really good. And it was only like €3. Second one I got was a porter, not as good, very smoky. I like the other one much better. Okay, so it's hard to find places that are actually serving food this time of year. So I got ramen. This is chicken ramen and this is tuna sushi. So I'm daring and trying sushi and ramen in Bulgaria. Good morning. Really enjoyed Bulgaria. What a unique country. A lot of interesting places to see. Now I am back in Romania, so I've come full circle on my Balkans tour.